It begins so quietly. A pause in a conversation, a flicker of an incomplete thought. You're about to speak a name you have known your entire life, a name that feels as though it is woven into the very architecture of your heart. And for a single, terrifying second, it's gone. Just a blank white space where a beloved name should be. And into that empty space, a cold wave of panic rises, sharp and immediate. It's a feeling that grips the chest and steals the air from your lungs. A silent internal alarm that screams, something is wrong. What does this moment truly mean? Is it merely a simple lapse, a sign of a tired mind that has carried the weight of a long day, a long week, or even a long year? Is it just a signal that we need to rest more deeply? Or does it whisper of something more? Something that touches upon our deepest fears about who we are, what we hold dear, and what we might one day lose. This is the question that often echoes in the silent aftermath of that moment of forgetting. Tonight, and in the quiet that follows, we will explore this fear, not with anxiety, but with an immense and profound gentleness. We will walk together into this feeling and discover that the love you hold, the truest connection you have to another soul, is not stored in the fragile database of words and labels that our minds create. It lives somewhere much deeper, in a far more resilient and unshakable place within you. Our journey is toward finding a profound and lasting peace, a peace that comes from knowing, deep in your bones, that what truly matters can never, ever be truly forgotten. But before we begin our journey inward, let's just take a quiet moment together. I'm curious where this voice is finding you right now. If you feel comfortable, perhaps you might take a moment to share in the comments which part of this world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. Are you in the deep, resonant quiet of late night, listening as the world around you finally sleeps? Or are you perhaps in the liminal hours of the early morning, when the sun is still a distant promise and sleep has not yet come to you? There's no need for a long story, just a word or two, a city, a time zone. It helps, sometimes, to feel that we are not alone in these quiet hours, that there are others, all around the globe, also seeking a moment of peace. And then, whenever you are ready, just let that go. Let the screen dim. Allow the world outside to fade away completely, and gently bring all of your awareness back here, to this space, to this moment. Because this time right now, is entirely and completely yours. Let's begin by noticing where that specific fear lands in your body. When that moment of forgetting happens, when the name slips away, where does the shockwave of panic make its home? For so many of us, it's a sudden, sharp tightness in the chest, a knot forming right behind the sternum, as if a fist has gently closed around the heart. It can feel as though your breath has been stolen for just a second, a tiny vacuum of shock and disbelief. See if you can feel that place now. Not by recreating the fear, but just by remembering the physical echo of it with a gentle and compassionate curiosity. Is your chest feeling tight at this moment? Are your shoulders, without you even noticing, slowly creeping up towards your ears, as if preparing to carry a heavy burden? Now bring your awareness to your jaw. Is it clenched? It's a common unconscious reaction. So often, when our mind is grasping for a word, our jaw is physically grasping for control, holding on tight. Let's invite a little softness there, a little release. Allow your back teeth to part just slightly. Allow your tongue to float. resting gently in the bottom of your mouth instead of being pressed against the roof. And now, let's invite a simple breath. Not a deep, forced breath that requires effort, but a simple, easy sigh. The kind of sigh you might release at the end of a very long day. Breathe in gently, and on the out breath, just let it all go. A soft, audible sound of release. Letting go of the tension you didn't even realize you were holding. This is our true work tonight. It is not to fight the fear, not to wrestle with the mind or scold it for its imperfections. Our work is simply to create a space so safe, so gentle, so unconditionally accepting that the fear itself can finally exhale. We are building a sanctuary here, right now, inside your own being. A quiet, warm, and well-lit room where you can look at this experience without the immediate rush of panic, without the catastrophic story that your mind so quickly begins to write. Imagine, for a moment, that you are wrapping a warm, soft blanket around that feeling of panic. You are not trying to smother it or make it go away. You are not trying to fix it. You are simply holding it with kindness, with the tenderness you might offer a frightened child. You are saying to this feeling, with your attention, I see you. I feel you. You are allowed to be here, and you are safe here with me now. Notice the tension that might be lingering in your stomach, that subtle knot of anxiety. With your next exhale, imagine that knot gently loosening, its fibers softening and releasing their grip. Notice the frantic, buzzing energy that can sometimes fill the mind in these moments. The feeling of needing to check, to test, to prove that everything is okay. Just for now, let that energy begin to slow down. Imagine it like a spinning top that is gradually, naturally, losing its momentum and finding its way to stillness. We are not looking for answers right now. We are not analyzing or problem solving. We are simply returning home. Home to the quiet wisdom of the body. Your body knows how to be calm. It has a cellular memory of peace, a deep and ancient knowing of stillness, just as it remembers a beloved face or the comforting feeling of a warm embrace. We are not teaching it something new. We are simply reminding it of what it already knows. With each gentle breath you take, you are sending a quiet message to your entire being. You are reminding the chest that it is safe to expand and open. You are reminding the shoulders that they are allowed to drop, to release their load. You are reminding the mind that it doesn't have to spin so fast, that it doesn't have to struggle so hard to find what it's looking for. Because what we are truly looking for tonight is not a word. It is a feeling, and that feeling is peace. That feeling is safety. That feeling is unconditional self-acceptance. And the most beautiful truth is that this feeling is already here, waiting patiently for you, just beneath the surface of the noise. So just allow yourself right now to sink a little more deeply into the surface that is supporting you. Feel the mattress, the chair, the floor beneath you. Feel your weight being held completely, effortlessly. Realize in this moment that there is absolutely nothing for you to do but to be held. You are supported. You are safe. This space is safe. And it is from within this deep, foundational safety that we can begin to truly understand, to truly heal, and to truly rest in the quiet safety we have created here. Let's be very honest with ourselves about the thoughts that rush in to fill that empty space when a name disappears. Because the fear is not truly about the forgotten word itself. The word is just a key, and for a moment, it feels as though we've lost the key to a room that holds everything precious. The real terror comes from the story our mind begins to tell in that split second of silence. It is a catastrophic story, one we would never dare to speak aloud, but one that echoes with deafening volume in the privacy of our own consciousness. The first whisper is often the most chilling. It asks, with a cold and clinical precision, "Is this it? Is this the beginning?" And we know, without needing to complete the sentence, exactly what it means. Is this the first undeniable sign of a decline we have always feared? The first loose stone in an avalanche that will eventually sweep away the landscape of our mind, the very geography of who we are. It's a question that tastes like dread, a thought that can feel more real and more solid than the chair you are sitting on. And right behind that first question comes another, a close companion. Am I losing my mind? This is not a casual question. It carries the weight of our deepest existential anxieties, the fear of our own mind becoming an unreliable narrator, a stranger to us, the terror of one day looking in the mirror and not recognizing the person looking back, or worse, looking at the face of a spouse, a child, a lifelong friend, and seeing only a collection of features without the constellation of memories, feelings, and shared history that gives them meaning. This is the fear of becoming untethered, of drifting away from the shared reality that our relationships have so carefully and lovingly built for us. It's the fear that the internal compass that has guided us through our entire life is beginning to spin, leaving us lost in a world that was once familiar and safe. To the mind, in this moment of panic, a forgotten name is not just a forgotten name. It is evidence. It is Exhibit A in a case that we are building against our own cognitive well-being. And from there, the story spirals, leading us to the ultimate fear. Will I one day not know the faces I love the most? This is the heart of it all. This is the raw, exposed nerve. Because our lives are not defined by our accomplishments, our possessions, or our careers. Our lives are defined by love. They are measured out in the connections we have forged, the hands we have held, the laughter we have shared. The people we love are the mirrors in which we see ourselves most clearly. They hold the story of us. They remember the person we were yesterday and the dreams we had for tomorrow. They are our living history. The thought of that connection dissolving, of looking at a beloved face and feeling nothing but a vague, hollow confusion, is a terror beyond measure. It feels like the ultimate abandonment, not of them by us, but of ourselves by our own mind. It's so important that we acknowledge the sheer validity of this terror. This is not an overreaction. It is a profoundly human response to what feels like a fundamental threat. Think of your life, your identity, as a great and sturdy house that you have spent decades building. Each memory, each experience is a brick in the wall. The relationships with your loved ones are the very foundation upon which the entire structure rests. A forgotten name, in this context, does not feel like a chipped brick. It feels like a deep, shuddering crack in that foundation. It's a tremor that makes you question everything. If this part is weak, what else is about to crumble? If the foundation is compromised, how long before the walls begin to fall? Suddenly, the whole structure feels fragile, precarious, and unsafe. This small, momentary lapse of memory sends a shockwave through your entire sense of self, threatening the stability of your world. It calls into question your competence, your reliability, your ability to be the person you have always been for the people who depend on you. It whispers that you are becoming someone you don't recognize, someone you don't want to be. The shame that can accompany this feeling is immense. We can feel foolish or broken or even angry at our own mind for what feels like a betrayal. We judge ourselves so harshly in these moments, demanding a kind of mental perfection that we would never expect from anyone else. We believe our minds should be flawless filing cabinets with every piece of information neatly labeled and instantly accessible. So when a file is temporarily misplaced, we don't just think, how inconvenient. We think, the entire system is failing. This is the weight you have been carrying. This is the cold panic that grips you in the middle of a sentence. It's the fear of erasure, the fear of fading, the fear of losing connection to the very people who make life meaningful. And tonight, here in this quiet space, we are not going to push that fear away. We are not going to pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, we are going to do something radical. We are simply going to acknowledge it. We are going to allow it to be here without judgment and without needing to fix it. We are going to gently say to that deep and understandable terror, I hear you. I understand why you are here. It makes perfect sense that you feel this way. By simply naming these catastrophic thoughts and validating the emotions they bring, we take away so much of their power. Fear thrives in the dark, unspoken corners of our minds. When we bring it into a gentle, compassionate light, it doesn't necessarily vanish, but it can stop being a monster. It can become what it is, a feeling. A powerful and painful feeling? Yes, but just a feeling. It is not a prophecy. It is not a verdict. It is the sound of a loving heart being afraid of loss. And that is perhaps the most human and the most understandable sound in the entire world. So just for this moment, let your body soften around this understanding. Let the story of the cracking foundation just be a story. And let the feeling of fear just be a feeling, rising and falling like a wave as you continue to breathe, held safely in this present moment. Now, let's bring a new quality of thought into this safe and quiet space, a thought that is both profoundly simple and deeply liberating. It is this: your mind is not a machine. It is not a computer. It is not a flawless digital filing cabinet designed for perfect, instantaneous data retrieval. We live in a world that idolizes the machine, that values efficiency, speed, and unerring accuracy. And we have, almost without realizing it, started to apply that same mechanical expectation to ourselves, and most critically, to our own minds. We expect our brains to function like a hard drive, where memories are stored in neat, organized folders, accessible with a simple click of intention. When a memory isn't immediately available, we don't think of it as a natural human process. We think of it as a system error, a bug in the code, a sign of hardware failure. But your mind is something infinitely more complex, more mysterious, and more beautiful than any machine ever built. It is an organic, living thing. Think of it less like a computer and more like a vast, ancient forest. In this forest, memories are not files stored on a shelf. They are pathways. Some paths are wide and clear, traveled every single day. The names of your children, your spouse, your closest friends. These are the major highways, paved with constant use and emotional significance. They are almost always easy to find. But there are millions of other paths in this forest. Paths that lead to the name of a childhood neighbor, the title of a book you read a decade ago, or the face of a person you met briefly at a party. Some of these paths are less traveled. Over time, they might become a little overgrown with the foliage of new experiences, new information, and new priorities. A little moss might grow over them. A few fallen leaves might obscure the entrance. The path is still there. The destination, the memory, is still there. But for a moment, you might have to pause at the edge of the woods and get your bearings. You might need a little extra time to find the trailhead. Forgetting a name in this context is not a sign that the forest is dying. It is simply a sign that you are standing in front of a path that has become momentarily obscured. The panic we feel is the feeling of believing the entire forest has vanished, when in reality, we have just momentarily lost sight of one single path. Consider what your mind is doing every single second of every single day. It is processing a relentless flood of sensory information: sights, sounds, smells, tastes, textures. It is managing your body's intricate systems, your breathing, your heartbeat, your digestion. It is navigating complex social interactions, solving problems at work, planning for the future, and ruminating on the past. And it is doing all of this while holding the entire library of your life's experiences. Is it any wonder that sometimes, under the immense weight of all this activity, a single piece of information might be slow to come to the surface? Let's think about the very real, very human factors that affect our memory every single day. The first is fatigue. When you are tired, your brain's ability to retrieve information slows down. Think of it like trying to run through that forest at dusk after a long and exhausting day of hiking. It's harder to see the paths clearly. You're more likely to stumble or take a wrong turn. A good night's sleep is like the sunrise, illuminating the forest once again, making all the pathways clear and accessible. So often, a moment of forgetting is not a sign of cognitive decline. It is simply a sign of profound exhaustion. Your mind is not failing. It is begging you for rest. Then there is stress. When we are stressed, our body is flooded with cortisol, the primary stress hormone. In the short term, cortisol can actually sharpen our focus for a fight or flight response. But chronic long-term stress has the opposite effect. It creates a kind of static or fog in the brain, interfering with the delicate neural circuits responsible for memory recall. It's like trying to have a clear conversation in a room filled with loud, distracting noise. The information is there, but the signal is being jammed. When you forget a name during a period of high stress, your mind is not broken. It is simply overwhelmed. It is allocating its resources to managing the perceived threat that stress represents, and complex retrieval tasks, like pulling up a specific name on command, can get put on the back burner. And of course, there are the natural and normal changes that come with the simple act of living a long life. As the brain ages, it doesn't necessarily lose information, but its retrieval process can become a little less efficient. The filing clerk in the library of your mind might be a little slower than they were at 25. They might have to walk down a few more aisles or consult the card catalog more carefully before they find the right book. The information is still there, on the shelf, but it might take a few extra moments to locate. This is not a sign of disease. It is a sign of a life well lived, of a library filled with so many millions of books that finding one specific volume takes a little more time. It is a normal, expected part of the human journey. The pressure we put on ourselves to have the lightning-fast recall of our youth is not only unrealistic, it is unkind. It's like being angry at a beautiful, ancient oak tree because it doesn't grow as quickly as a young sapling. It is so crucial to hear this and to let it land deep within your being. You are not alone in this experience. Millions and millions of people, right now, all over the world, are having this exact same moment. They are standing in a grocery store aisle, talking to a neighbor, and for a fleeting second, the name is gone. And in that second, they are feeling that same jolt of fear, asking that same silent question, is this the beginning? This is not a unique failing. It is a shared, universal part of the human condition. It is a side effect of having a beautiful, complex, organic mind that is constantly working, changing, and adapting within a busy and often stressful world. When you feel that panic rise, see if you can remember this. See if you can imagine all those other people and feel a sense of shared humanity. You are not an isolated case. You are not a faulty machine. You are a human being with a human mind, having a profoundly human experience. By normalizing this, by stripping away the terrifying narrative of catastrophic failure, we can begin to see it for what it is, a gentle signal from our mind that it might need a little more care, a little more rest, a little less pressure, and a great deal more compassion. Your mind is not your enemy. It is not betraying you. It is your lifelong companion, doing its very best to navigate an impossibly complex world. And sometimes, like any good friend, it just gets a little tired. Knowing all this, understanding that your mind is not a failing machine, but a living forest, subject to the natural rhythms of fatigue, stress, and time, we can now begin to do something truly transformative. We can give ourselves permission to release the panic. This may sound simple, but it is one of the most profound acts of self-kindness we can perform. The panic itself is often more distressing than the initial moment of forgetting. The forgetting is a brief, neutral event, a momentary gap in the flow of information. The panic is the story we attach to it, the emotional firestorm that follows. It's the second arrow. As the ancient teaching goes, the first arrow is the event itself. The second arrow is our reaction to the event, the one we shoot into ourselves. It's the second arrow of self-judgment, fear, and shame that causes the real suffering. So, here in this protected space, we are going to gently put down the bow and arrow. We are going to choose, just for now, not to fire that second shot. Let's create a space in your awareness where the anxiety is allowed to exist without being the entire reality. Imagine that the feeling of panic, that tight chest, that racing heart, is a small, frightened bird that has accidentally flown into the room of your consciousness. Our first instinct is to chase it, to swat at it, to try and force it out the window, which only makes the bird more frantic and terrified. It flutters wildly, crashing into walls and creating chaos. Tonight, let's try a different approach. Let's simply open all the windows and all the doors of the room. Let's sit down quietly in the center and just be still. We are not forcing the bird to leave. We are simply creating the conditions for it to find its own way out, in its own time. We are giving it space. We are allowing it to be there, without resistance and without struggle. The feeling of panic, like that bird, does not want to stay trapped inside you. It wants to be released. And the way we release it is by ceasing to fight with it. We release it by allowing it. So, As you rest here, if you feel any lingering traces of that anxiety, just notice them. Observe them with a gentle curiosity. Where do you feel it? Is it a vibration in your stomach? A coolness in your hands? A rapid pulse in your throat? Just notice. You don't have to name it or analyze it. Just feel the pure, physical sensation of it. And as you feel it, let's use the most powerful and reliable anchor we have to keep us grounded in this present moment, the breath. Your breath is always here. It is always now. It cannot be in the past, and it cannot be in the future. It is the perfect anchor to the present. Gently bring your attention to the sensation of the air entering your nostrils. Notice the coolness of the in-breath. Follow it as it travels down into your lungs, and then notice the warmth of the out-breath as it leaves your body. There is no need to change your breathing in any way. You are not trying to take a deep, calming breath. You are simply observing the breath that is already happening, naturally and effortlessly. The in-breath happens. The out-breath happens. Your only job is to watch. When the mind wanders, as it inevitably will, back to stories of fear or judgment, just gently and kindly notice where it has gone. And then, without any criticism, just guide it back to the feeling of the breath, in and out. Each time you do this, you are strengthening a neural pathway in your brain. You are practicing the art of letting go. You are teaching your nervous system that it is possible to feel a sensation of anxiety without being swept away by it. You are discovering that you are the calm, steady observer, not the storm of emotion itself. On your next exhale, imagine that you are releasing just a little bit of that physical tension. Imagine the knot in your chest loosening just 1%. Imagine the tightness in your shoulders softening just a fraction. With each out-breath, there is a physical release, a letting go. Allow your body to become heavier, to sink more deeply into the surface supporting you. Let go of the need to hold yourself together, to brace for impact. In this moment, you are completely safe. There is nothing to prepare for. There is no threat. You can let down your guard. You can allow your muscles to unclench. This physical release sends a powerful signal back to your mind that the danger has passed. When the body is relaxed, the mind understands that it can be at ease. And now, let's address the shame. That quiet, corrosive voice that whispers, "You should be better than this. Your mind should be sharper. What's wrong with you?" This is the voice of self-judgment, and it is the cruelest voice of all. We are going to offer a gentle antidote to this voice. The antidote is self-compassion. Imagine for a moment that a dear friend came to you, their face etched with worry, and confessed that they had forgotten a name and were terrified of what it meant. What would you say to them? Would you tell them they were failing, that they should be ashamed? Of course not. You would offer them comfort. You would reassure them. You would say, "It's okay. It happens to everyone. You've been under so much stress lately. Be gentle with yourself." You would offer them kindness, understanding, and unconditional acceptance. Tonight, we are going to learn to offer that same kindness to ourselves. Let's practice a simple, silent phrase. You can repeat it in your mind, allowing the words to soothe the part of you that feels ashamed. The phrase is simply, "It is okay. I am only human." Breathe in, and on the out-breath, silently repeat, "It is okay." Breathe in again, and on the out-breath, "I am only human." Allow this message to permeate your being. It's a permission slip to be imperfect. It's an acknowledgement of your own gentle, fragile, beautiful humanity. You do not need to have a perfect recall to be worthy of love and respect, especially from yourself. Releasing the shame is like taking off a heavy, soaking wet coat that you didn't even realize you were wearing. Suddenly, you feel lighter, freer. There's more space to breathe. You are allowed to have a mind that gets tired. You are allowed to have moments of forgetfulness. You are allowed to be imperfect. Granting yourself this permission is the key that unlocks the prison of panic. It allows the frightened bird to find the open window and fly free, leaving behind not emptiness, but a quiet, spacious peace. Having gently released the immediate grip of panic and shame, we can now begin to explore a more beautiful and truthful way of understanding memory itself. We are going to consciously shift the metaphor we use for our minds. For so long, we have carried that image of the mind as a filing cabinet, a cold, metal, mechanical object. In this metaphor, memories are files. They are either in the right folder or they are lost. The system is either working or it is broken. This is a rigid, unforgiving model that creates immense anxiety, because in any filing system, things inevitably get misplaced, and a misplaced file feels like a permanent loss, a void, a failure of the system. Tonight, let's discard that old, unhelpful metaphor. Let's gently close the drawer on the filing cabinet and turn instead to a new image, one that is more organic, more forgiving, and infinitely more accurate. Imagine that your memory is not a cabinet, but a vast and living landscape. It is a world unto itself, filled with mountains and valleys, rivers and forests, oceans and meadows. This landscape is rich, detailed, and ever-changing. Every person you have ever known, every experience you have ever had, every feeling you have ever felt has its own unique place within this world. The people you love most are not files in a drawer. They are great luminous cities on the map of your heart. They are capital cities, shining with light, with countless roads leading to and from them. They are so central, so significant, that you could find your way to them from anywhere in your inner world, even with your eyes closed. Now, think of a specific name, the name of a loved one. In the old metaphor, that name is a label on a file folder. If you can't read the label, you can't access the file. But in our new metaphor, the name is just one of many paths leading to that shining city. It might be the main highway, the most direct and commonly used route. But it is not the only route. There are countless other pathways. There is the path of their voice, the unique sound and cadence of how they speak. There is the path of their laughter. There is the path of their scent, the way they smell of soap or coffee or the outdoors. There is the path of touch, the feeling of their hand in yours, the specific texture of their skin, the familiar comfort of their embrace. There is the path of shared experience, 1,000 winding country roads that lead through memories of holidays, conversations, quiet moments, and inside jokes. Each of these is a valid and powerful path that leads directly to the same destination, the felt presence of that person, the city of love that they occupy within you. So, when you experience a moment of forgetting a name, what is actually happening? It is not that the city has vanished from your map. It has not been wiped off the face of your inner world. That is impossible. The city is still there, as bright and as real as ever. All that has happened is that one single road, the main highway of the name, has been temporarily closed for repairs. Perhaps a tree has fallen across it due to the storm of a stressful day. Perhaps there is a thick fog of fatigue that has rolled in, obscuring the road signs. The path is momentarily inaccessible. That's all. The frustration and panic we feel is the feeling of a driver sitting in a traffic jam on that one closed highway, completely forgetting that there are a dozen other beautiful, scenic back roads that all lead to the exact same place. This reframing is profoundly healing because it shifts the focus from what is lost to what remains. In the moment of forgetting, instead of focusing on the single blocked road, we can gently turn our attention to the other paths that are always open. We can ask ourselves, even though the name isn't here right now, can I remember the sound of their voice? And instantly, you can hear it. Can I remember the feeling of their hug? And instantly, you can feel it. Can I remember a time we laughed together? And instantly, a memory, a feeling, a warmth floods your being. You have arrived at the city. You just took a different route. You see, the destination, the person, the feeling, the core of the connection, the love, is still firmly, unshakably on your map. It is a permanent landmark. The profound truth is that there are many, many paths to the same beloved place in your heart. The name is just one of them, and not even the most important one. It's the highway, yes. It's efficient. But the scenic routes, the ones that meander through the senses and the shared memories, these are often the ones that hold the most richness and depth. Consider the vastness of this inner landscape. It contains everything. The joy of your wedding day is a sun-drenched beach. A moment of profound loss might be a deep, quiet canyon. A period of growth and learning is a lush, green forest. Your entire life is mapped out in this vibrant, living geography. To believe that your identity, your wholeness, depends on your ability to instantly recall one single name is like believing that the entire world would cease to exist if one road were closed. It's a perspective that is, when you truly look at it, completely out of proportion. Your inner world is so much more vast, so much more resilient, and so much more interconnected than that. Every part of it is connected to every other part. The river of one memory flows into the ocean of another. The mountains of your core values overlook the valleys of your daily experiences. It is a holistic, integrated system. By adopting this new metaphor, we give ourselves a gift of immense compassion. We are no longer judging ourselves by the standards of a machine. We are seeing ourselves as we truly are, as living, breathing, organic beings with a mind as natural and as complex as the earth itself. Sometimes there are storms. Sometimes there is fog. Sometimes paths become overgrown from disuse. This is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of life. It is the nature of a living landscape to be in constant flux, to be always changing, growing, and evolving. And the most beautiful part of this landscape, the part that is most constant and most reliable, is not a road or a name. It is those shining cities of love. They are the true north on your inner compass. They are the landmarks by which you navigate your entire world. And no amount of fog or fallen trees can ever make them disappear. So let this image settle into your awareness. Let go of the filing cabinet. Step into the landscape. Feel the earth beneath your feet, the sun on your skin. See the vast, beautiful world of your own memory stretching out before you, not as a source of anxiety, but as a testament to the rich and wonderful life you have lived. Let's travel even deeper now, beyond the landscape of the mind, beyond metaphors of paths and cities, into a place of even more profound and simple truth. Love lives in the heart, not in the head. This is not a poetic sentiment. It is a neurological, biological, and experiential reality. The connection we have with the people we cherish is not an intellectual construct. It is not a piece of data that is stored and retrieved. It is a felt sense, a cellular knowing, a resonance that exists far deeper than the surface-level cognitive function of language. Language, the part of us that remembers names, is a relatively new invention in our evolutionary history. But love, connection, attachment, these are ancient. They are wired into the oldest parts of our brain and our nervous system. They live in the body. Think about it this way. Your mind, the part that thinks in words, is like the announcer at a grand concert. The announcer can state the name of the symphony and the composer. This is Symphony No. 5 by Beethoven. But the announcer cannot play the music. The music itself, the soaring strings, the deep rumble of the cello, the triumphant call of the trumpets, is played by the orchestra. The orchestra is your body, your heart, your entire being. The music is the feeling of love. The announcer's job is useful. It helps us categorize and communicate about the experience. But the name is not the experience. The label is not the music. If the announcer momentarily forgets the name of the piece, the orchestra plays on, unaffected. The music does not stop. The beauty, the power, the emotion of the symphony remains completely intact. The love is still there, in its full, resonant glory. Forgetting the name is like the announcer having a momentary lapse. It has absolutely no bearing on the magnificent music that is your love for another person. Let's make this real. I invite you now to bring to mind a specific person whom you love deeply. It could be a partner, a child, a parent, a dear friend. Don't try to think about them in an analytical way. Just gently hold an image of their face in your mind's eye. See their smile, the light in their eyes. And now, I want you to shift your attention completely away from your head and down into your body. Drop your awareness down into your chest, into the physical space of your heart, and just notice what happens. As you hold the image of this person, what do you feel physically in your body? You don't need to search for it. Just allow it to arise naturally. Perhaps it's a feeling of warmth, a gentle heat that seems to radiate from the center of your chest. For others, it might be a feeling of expansion, a sense of your chest softening and opening. It might be a feeling of lightness, like a gentle flutter. Or it might be a feeling of deep, quiet stillness, a profound sense of peace that settles over you. There is no right or wrong way to feel it. Just notice the unique signature of this love as it lives in your body. This feeling, this warmth, this expansion, this peace, this is the love. It is not the word for them. It is not the list of memories you share. It is the direct, unmediated physical experience of your connection to them. This felt sense is the truth. It is the music itself. And notice that this feeling is constant. It is always accessible to you at any moment. You can call it up right now, just by bringing this person to mind. It is a reliable, steady presence within you. Now, imagine that while you are feeling this warmth in your chest, their name temporarily disappears from your mind. Just let the name go for a second. Notice that the warmth in your chest does not change. The feeling does not diminish. The expansion does not contract. The music does not stop. The love remains, completely whole and untouched by the absence of a word. The label is irrelevant to the reality of the feeling. This realization is the key to lasting peace around this fear. Our fear is based on a mistaken identity. We have confused the label with the substance. We have mistaken the announcer for the orchestra. The truth is that your love is not a thought. It is a state of being. It is encoded in your very physiology. When you see this loved one, your nervous system responds. Your heart rate might change subtly. Your body releases hormones like oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Your pupils might dilate. Your entire being attunes to their presence in a way that is completely unconscious and automatic. This is a deep, biological recognition that happens far below the level of conscious thought. This is your body remembering. This is your heart knowing. And this form of knowing is far more powerful and far more resilient than the cognitive act of recalling a name. A name can be affected by stress, by fatigue, by the simple passage of time. But this deep cellular resonance, this is far more enduring. It is woven into the fabric of who you are. So when the fear arises, when you forget a name, and the announcer in your head goes silent for a moment, you now have a new place to turn your attention. Instead of staying in your head, frantically trying to find the missing word, you can gently guide your awareness down into your chest, down into your body. You can ask a different question. Instead of asking, "What is their name?" you can ask, "Can I feel my love for them?" And the answer will always be yes. The feeling is always there. It is a constant, warm, and steady light, like a pilot light in a furnace. Even when the main burner of conscious thought is not firing, the pilot light of love is always, always on. You can rest in this knowing. You can trust this feeling more than you trust the fickle nature of language. Your love is not fragile. It cannot be lost like a set of keys. It is a fundamental part of your being. It is as real and as constant as your own breath. The word for it might come and go, like a cloud passing in front of the sun. But the sun, the immense, radiant, life-giving warmth of your love, is always there, shining with an unwavering light. And so, in this moment, just rest. Rest in that feeling. Let the warmth in your chest be your anchor. This is the truth. This is the real connection. And this can never be forgotten, because it is not something you remember. It is something you are. Let's remain here for a while longer, in this quiet and reassuring landscape of the body, and explore the profound wisdom it holds. We have been so conditioned to believe that knowing is a mental activity, that memory resides exclusively between our ears. But the truth is, your body is a vast and intelligent reservoir of memory. It remembers in a language far older than words, a language of sensation, movement, and instinct. Trusting this bodily wisdom is a key step in dissolving the fear of forgetting. Think for a moment about recognition. How do you truly recognize a loved one? Is it simply by processing the name associated with their face? Of course not. The process is much deeper, richer, and more immediate than that. Imagine you are in a crowded train station. People are rushing everywhere, a sea of unfamiliar faces. And then, across the platform, you see them. Before your conscious mind has even had time to form their name, your body has already reacted. There is a shift inside you, a subtle leaning forward, a softening of your gaze, a spark of warmth that ignites in your chest. Your body recognizes their walk. the specific rhythm and gait that is as unique to them as a fingerprint. You would know that walk anywhere, even from a great distance, even if their face were obscured. Your body remembers the sound of their voice. If they were to call out your name from across the crowd, you would instantly turn. Your auditory system is exquisitely tuned to the specific frequency and timbre of their voice, filtering it out from all the background noise. It is a sound that signals safety, connection, and home to your nervous system. This recognition is instantaneous and requires no conscious thought. It is your body remembering. And then there is the feeling of their hug. Every person has a unique way of embracing another. There is a specific pressure, a certain way they hold their arms, a familiar angle of their head against yours. When this person hugs you, your body knows, without a single word being spoken, this is them. I am safe. I am home. Your muscles remember the shape of their embrace. Your skin remembers the texture of their coat or their sweater. Your sensory system is flooded with a cascade of information that all says, in 1,000 nonverbal ways, this is my person. This deep, physical knowing is a powerful and incredibly reliable form of memory. It operates below the radar of the anxious, word-obsessed conscious mind. It is not subject to the same slips and lapses. It is a form of memory that is felt, not thought. We have been taught to distrust this kind of intelligence. Our culture prizes the intellect, the rational, the verbal. We are taught that what we can articulate is what is real. But this is a profound misunderstanding of who we are. We are not just thinking minds driving a physical machine. We are integrated beings, and our intelligence is distributed throughout our entire body. Your hands remember how to tie your shoes, how to play a piano chord, how to hold a pen. Your legs remember how to ride a bicycle, even if you haven't done it in 20 years. This is called muscle memory, but it's really body memory. It's a form of knowing that is encoded in your nerves and tissues. The memory of love works in exactly the same way. It is a form of heart memory, of cellular memory. It is a deep, non-verbal recognition that is unshakable. So, let's reframe the fear once more. The fear is that we will lose the cognitive label, the name. But what if we decided to place our trust not in the label, but in this deeper, more primal form of knowing? What if we came to trust the wisdom of our own bodies? When the fear of forgetting a name arises, we can gently shift our focus. We can say to ourselves, my mind may be tired today, and the word might be slow to come, but I trust my body to remember. I trust my heart to know. This is not a denial of the experience of forgetting. It is a conscious choice to place our faith in a different, more resilient kind of memory. It is a shift from head-based knowing to heart-based knowing. It's a way of honoring the full spectrum of our human intelligence. Let's try a small exercise in this kind of remembering. Bring that same loved one to mind again. And this time, instead of focusing on their face or their name, I want you to remember a sound they make. It could be their laugh. Can you hear the specific melody of their laughter in your inner ear? Can you feel the way your own body responds to that sound, perhaps with a subtle echo of a smile on your own lips? That is your body remembering. Now, remember the feeling of holding their hand. Can you recall the specific size and shape of their hand in yours? The texture of their skin? The gentle pressure of their grip? Can you feel a ghost of that sensation in your own palm right now? That is your body remembering. Now, recall a specific, shared moment of comfort. Perhaps a time they sat with you when you were sad, or a quiet evening spent together. Don't focus on the details of what was said. Focus on the feeling in the room, the sense of shared presence, the quiet comfort. Can you feel a residue of that peace in your own body right now? That too is your body remembering. You see, this form of memory is always available to you. It is rich, textured, and deeply evocative. It is, in many ways, a truer and more complete memory than a simple name. A name is a symbol. It points to the person. But these felt memories are the experience itself. They are a direct connection to the love that you share. We can now create a simple and powerful affirmation, a statement of truth that we can carry with us and use whenever the fear of forgetting arises. You can repeat it silently to yourself, allowing it to sink into your bones, to become a new default belief. The affirmation is this: my love is felt more deeply than it is spoken. Let's say it again, silently, together. My love is felt more deeply than it is spoken. Feel the truth of that? The speaking of a name is a surface event. The feeling of love is a deep ocean current. The words are fleeting, like foam on the waves. But the ocean of love itself is vast, constant, and eternal. By trusting the wisdom your body holds, you are anchoring yourself in that deep, quiet ocean, rather than being tossed about by the changing waves on the surface. You are coming home to a truth that your heart has known all along. The name is just a pointer. The love is the destination. And your body, in its infinite wisdom, always knows the way home. Let's now gently zoom out our perspective a little wider to look at the very nature of who we are. So much of the panic that comes from a memory slip is rooted in a fragile and inaccurate idea of identity. We have a tendency to believe that our sense of self, our wholeness, is a single, perfect thing, like a flawless crystal vase. In this view, a forgotten name or a lapse in memory feels like a terrifying crack in the crystal. We fear that if one crack appears, the whole thing is compromised, that it might shatter at any moment. This belief makes us incredibly vulnerable because it insists on a standard of perfection that no human being can possibly maintain. It sets us up for a constant state of anxiety, always on guard, always checking for new cracks. But what if our identity is not a crystal vase at all? Let's find a new metaphor, one that is stronger, more resilient, and far more beautiful. Imagine that you are not a single, fragile object, but a rich and magnificent tapestry. This tapestry has been woven over the entire course of your life, and it is still being woven, even now, in this moment of rest. Every thread in this tapestry represents a different aspect of who you are. There are threads for your experiences, the golden threads of your greatest joys, the silver threads of your quiet triumphs, and even the dark, strong threads of your sorrows and struggles, which add depth and contrast to the entire design. There are threads for your values, the deep, vibrant colors of kindness, integrity, loyalty, and courage that run consistently through the entire length of the fabric. There are threads for your skills and talents, for your unique sense of humor, for the way you make a perfect cup of coffee, for the comfort you bring to others. There are threads for every person you have ever loved, shimmering and bright, woven intricately with your own. This tapestry is immense, complex, and utterly unique. There is no other one like it in the entire universe. It tells the rich and sacred story of your life. Now, within this vast and intricate design, what is your memory? Your memory is not the tapestry itself. It is one type of thread among thousands. Let's say it's a strong, functional thread, perhaps a neutral color, that helps to hold certain patterns in place. It's an important thread, to be sure. But it is only one thread. When you have a moment of forgetting what has happened, it is not that the entire tapestry has been torn in two. It is not that the whole design is unraveling. It is simply that one single tiny thread has frayed a little, or perhaps one small stitch has come loose. Now stand back and look at the whole tapestry again. Look at its breathtaking complexity, its deep and vibrant colors, its powerful, overarching patterns of love and resilience. From this perspective, how significant is that one tiny frayed thread? It is barely noticeable. It does not diminish the beauty of the whole. It does not compromise the strength of the fabric. The integrity of the masterpiece remains completely intact. Your wholeness, your identity, your fundamental worth does not depend on the perfection of every single thread. Your wholeness is found in the entirety of the tapestry, in the interplay of all the colors, the strength of all the interwoven threads, and the unique and beautiful story that it tells. This perspective can bring such a profound sense of relief. It allows us to be human. It allows for imperfection. It allows for the natural wear and tear that comes with a life fully lived. A well-worn tapestry is often more beautiful than a brand new one, precisely because it shows the marks of its journey. The occasional frayed thread or faded patch is not a sign of failure. It is a mark of authenticity. It is proof that this tapestry has been used, that it has provided warmth and comfort, that it has been part of a real life. Trying to keep our memory, or any part of ourselves, in a pristine, untouched condition is like buying a beautiful quilt and locking it away in a dark closet, never to be used for fear it might get worn. The very purpose of the quilt is to be used, to provide comfort, and to become part of a life story. The same is true for you. So, when you feel that jolt of fear after a memory slip, see if you can call this image to mind. See yourself as that vast and beautiful tapestry. Acknowledge the little frayed thread without panic. See it for what it is, a tiny, insignificant detail in a magnificent whole. Then, gently guide your attention back to the rest of the tapestry. Let your awareness trace the strong, vibrant threads of your love for your family. Feel the warmth of the golden threads of your happiest memories. Notice the consistent, steady color of your own kindness and character that runs through the entire design. Remind yourself of the sheer richness and strength of who you are. You are not your memory. You are the weaver of the tapestry. You are the entire work of art. The quality of your memory is just one small aspect of your being, and not the most important one. The most important threads are the ones that represent your capacity to love, to feel joy, to show compassion, and to connect with others. And these threads are not woven by the conscious mind. They are woven by the heart. And the heart's weave is strong. It does not fray easily. Let this affirmation settle into your being, a gentle and strengthening truth. Repeat it silently as a reminder of your own resilience. My wholeness does not depend on my perfect recall. Let the truth of this statement wash over you. Your wholeness is inherent. It is unconditional. It is not something you have to earn or maintained through perfect mental performance. It simply is. It is the sum of all your parts, and it is so much greater than any one of them. You are a masterpiece in progress, a story being told in 1,000 different threads, and a single broken stitch does not and cannot ever unravel the masterpiece of you. Rest in this image. Feel the texture and weight of this magnificent tapestry that is you. Appreciate its unique beauty, its resilience, and its strength. It has weathered many storms. It has provided comfort and warmth. It is a testament to a life of love and experience, and it is whole. You are whole, now and always. Now let us turn and face the shadow that often lurks behind this entire experience, the fear of the future. It's one thing to feel reassured in this present moment, to understand that a single memory slip is not a catastrophe. But the anxious mind is a master storyteller, and its favorite genre is speculative fiction. It loves to leap ahead, to spin tales of what if. What if this is just the beginning? What if things get worse? What if one day my worst fears do come true? This fear of the unknown, of a future we cannot control, is often the true engine driving the panic. It can steal the peace of a perfectly good present moment and replace it with anxiety about a future that has not happened and may never happen. Acknowledging this fear is crucial. We cannot find peace by pretending it doesn't exist. So let's allow it into this safe space, not to let it take over, but to look at it with gentle, compassionate wisdom. The fundamental challenge here is that we are trying to find certainty where none can exist. The future is, by its very nature, uncertain. No amount of worry, planning, or mental rehearsal can ever give us a guarantee of what is to come. Worrying about the future of your cognitive health is like standing on the seashore and commanding the tide not to come in. It is an exhausting and ultimately futile struggle against the nature of life itself. Life is change. Our bodies change. Our minds change. The world around us changes. This is the one constant we can rely on. Peace, therefore, cannot be found in achieving a static, unchanging state of perfect mental function. That is an impossible goal. Peace is found in learning to make peace with uncertainty itself. It is found in our ability to gracefully adapt to the changes that life brings, whatever they may be. Think of it like learning to sail. A novice sailor might wish for a perfectly calm sea and a steady, predictable wind every single day. They might become terrified when the wind shifts or the waves begin to swell. But a master sailor doesn't try to control the ocean. They know that is impossible. Instead, they learn to work with the conditions as they are. They learn to read the wind, to adjust the sails, to steer the boat through both calm and storm. Their confidence does not come from the predictability of the sea, but from their trust in their own ability to respond, to adapt, to navigate whatever comes. Making peace with uncertainty is about becoming that master sailor on the ocean of your own life. It's about shifting your focus from trying to control the weather to skillfully managing your boat. It's about trusting your own resilience, your own inner resources, and your own capacity to navigate change. So, how do we practice this? We do it by gently and repeatedly guiding our focus away from the imagined future and back to the lived reality of the present moment. The mind will naturally want to time travel into the land of what if. Our job is not to scold it, but to act as a kind and patient guide, continually bringing it back home to what is. When you find your mind spinning a story about a frightening future, you can gently interrupt it. You can say, "Thank you, mind, for trying to protect me. I know you're just trying to keep me safe. But right now, in this actual moment, what is true?" And then you bring your awareness to the present. What is true right now? Right now, you are breathing. Right now, you are lying here safely. Right now, the love you feel for your family is real and present in your heart. Right now, you can hear these words. Right now, you are okay. The what is always manageable. It is only the what if that feels overwhelming. By grounding ourselves in the tangible reality of this moment, we rob the future fears of their power. Fear cannot survive for long in the clear, simple light of the present moment. It thrives in the murky, shadowy realm of imagination and projection. So we practice coming home again and again and again. Home to the sensation of our breath. Home to the feeling of the blankets on our skin. Home to the quiet hum of the room around us. Each time we do this, we are strengthening our present moment muscle. We are training our minds to find peace not in a guaranteed future, but in the reality of the here and now. The love that you fear losing is not a future concept. It is a present reality. The connection is here, right now. The warmth in your chest is here, right now. The memories you cherish are accessible, right now. By focusing on the love that is, we leave less and less room for the fear of what might be. There is a deep peace to be found in accepting the mind's changing nature, rather than constantly fighting against it. Imagine your mind is like a garden. In the spring of your youth, it was filled with vibrant, fast-growing flowers. In the summer of your adulthood, it was lush and full. Perhaps now, in the autumn of your life, the garden is changing. Some of the flowers might be fading. There might be more fallen leaves on the ground. This is not a tragedy. It is the natural rhythm of the seasons. An autumn garden has its own unique and profound beauty. It has a depth, a richness, a sense of quiet wisdom that the spring garden did not. There is beauty in the changing colors of the leaves, in the stark elegance of the bare branches against the sky. Peace comes from appreciating the beauty of the autumn garden for what it is, not from constantly mourning the fact that it is no longer spring. It comes from accepting that every season of life and every season of the mind has its own gifts and its own grace. Fighting this natural progression is what causes suffering. Accepting it with gentleness and compassion is what brings peace. This does not mean we become passive or fatalistic. It simply means we release the struggle. We stop demanding that our mind be something that it is not. We stop judging it against the benchmark of its younger self. We begin to treat it with the respect and kindness we would offer a venerable old friend, appreciating its wisdom and forgiving its occasional frailties. We can choose to focus on what remains, not on what may have diminished. And what remains is always, always the love. The capacity of the heart to feel connection, to give and receive kindness does not fade with time. In fact, it often deepens, growing richer and more profound with each passing year, like a well-tended garden in its autumn glory. So let the future be the future. It will arrive in its own time, and you will meet it with the grace and resilience you have cultivated throughout your entire life. For now, there is only this moment, this breath, this quiet peace, this love, and this is more than enough. Just for tonight, let go of the need to know what tomorrow will bring. Let go of the illusion of control, and simply rest in the deep, unwavering truth of the love that is here, right now. Let's put all of this wisdom into gentle practice now. We have talked about memory as a landscape, love as a felt sense, and identity as a resilient tapestry. Now let's integrate these ideas into a living experience, reminding ourselves of a profound truth. The feeling of love is the truest memory we have. I want to invite you to recall a specific, cherished memory with a loved one. Don't just pick a general idea of a person. Choose a single, concrete moment in time. Perhaps it's a quiet moment, sitting together on a porch as the sun sets. Maybe it's a moment of celebration, a birthday or a holiday filled with laughter. It could be a simple, everyday moment, making breakfast together, sharing a joke, or a comforting conversation on the phone. Choose a memory that, when you think of it, brings a natural and easy smile to your face, a feeling of warmth to your heart. Take a moment to find one. There's no rush. Let the right one surface on its own. Once you have your memory, I want you to step into it as if you are stepping into a warm room. We are not going to analyze this memory or try to remember every single factual detail with perfect accuracy. That is the old way of thinking, the way of the filing cabinet. Instead, we are going to focus entirely on the feeling of that moment. Let's begin by setting the scene, using your senses. What did the air feel like on your skin? Was it warm from the sun or cool with an evening breeze? Were there any particular smells in the air? The scent of pine trees, or fresh cut grass, or something cooking in the kitchen? What sounds were in the background? The gentle hum of conversation, the sound of music playing, the chirping of birds. Just gently paint a sensory picture of the moment. Now bring your loved one into the center of this memory. See their face, but don't just see it as a static photograph. See it alive. See the way their eyes crinkled when they smiled. See the expression on their face as they spoke. Hear the sound of their voice. What was the feeling tone of their voice in that moment? Was it happy, calm, excited, tender? And most importantly, what was the feeling of the connection between you in that moment? As you were there together, what was the emotional atmosphere? Was it a feeling of joy, of deep comfort and safety, of playful fun, of quiet, unspoken understanding? This feeling is the core of the memory. This is the truth of it. This is the part that matters. Now, let's go even deeper. As you immerse yourself in this memory, bring your full attention to how it registers in your body right now. As you recall this shared joy or this profound comfort, what do you feel in your physical being? Notice once again the area around your heart. Does that familiar warmth begin to bloom there? Does your chest feel a little more open, a little softer? Notice your breath. Does it become a little slower, a little deeper, without you even trying? Notice the small muscles around your eyes and mouth. Is there a gentle, involuntary smile forming on your lips? This physical response is your body remembering the love. It is your nervous system re-experiencing the safety and connection of that moment. This is a real, tangible, physiological event. It is memory in its purest and most powerful form. This feeling is the memory, the details, the color of the shirt they were wearing, the exact words that were spoken, the specific date on the calendar. These are secondary. They are the frame around the painting. But the feeling itself, this warmth in your chest, this is the painting. This is the masterpiece. And here is the beautiful, liberating truth. This emotional core of the memory, this felt sense of love, is what truly endures. While factual details may fade over time, like old photographs bleaching in the sun, the emotional imprint of an experience remains etched deeply within us. You might forget what you had for dinner on your 10th wedding anniversary, but you will never forget the feeling of looking across the table at the person you love and feeling a profound sense of gratitude and joy. You might not remember every word of advice your mother gave you, but you will never forget the feeling of her unconditional love and support surrounding you like a warm blanket. The feeling is the essence. The feeling is the part that cannot be lost, because it doesn't live in the part of your brain that catalogs facts and figures. It lives in your heart, in your body, in the very wiring of your nervous system. So, when the fear arises that you are losing your memories, what is it you are truly afraid of losing? Are you afraid of losing the fact that a certain event happened on a Tuesday? Or are you afraid of losing the love that was present in that event? The fear is always about losing the love. And what this exercise shows us, what your own body is telling you right now, is that the love cannot be lost. The feeling is always accessible. It can be recalled and re-experienced at any moment, bringing with it the same warmth, the same peace, the same joy. The factual details are just pointers. The feeling is the destination, and you can always find your way to that destination. Your heart knows the way. Let this understanding settle deeply within you. It is a profound shift in perspective. It means that your most precious memories are not fragile artifacts that can be misplaced or broken. They are living, breathing energies that reside within you. They are a part of your being. They are not something you have. They are something you are. Let's affirm this new truth with a simple, clear statement. A new belief to replace the old fear. Silently, to yourself, repeat this. The feeling of love is the truest memory I have. Let that sink in. Say it again. The feeling of love is the truest memory I have. Feel the deep, resonant truth in those words. It's the feeling that has shaped you. It's the feeling that has healed you. It's the feeling that connects you across any distance and even across time. And that feeling is always, always just a heartfelt recollection away. It is your most reliable, most enduring, and most precious possession, and it is safe within you forever. So just rest for a moment longer in the beautiful feeling of the memory you chose. Let it fill you up. Let it soothe any remaining fear. This is the real thing. This is the love that never forgets, and that can never be forgotten. With this deep understanding held gently in our hearts, let's now turn our attention to the relationship we have with our own mind. For so many of us, this relationship is one of criticism and demand. We treat our minds like an underperforming employee, constantly judging its productivity, pointing out its errors, and expressing disappointment when it fails to meet our impossibly high standards. When it's tired, we push it harder. When it makes a mistake, we scold it. When it's slow, we become impatient and frustrated. This is an adversarial relationship, and it is a primary source of our anxiety. It's like living with a harsh inner critic who is always on duty, always watching, always ready to find fault. Tonight, we are going to consciously choose to change this relationship. We are going to practice offering our minds the one thing they need most, especially in moments of struggle: gentleness. Let's begin by cultivating a state of radical self-compassion. This is not self-pity or indulgence. It is simply the act of treating ourselves with the same kindness, care, an understanding that we would naturally offer to a beloved friend. Imagine, once again, that a dear friend comes to you. They tell you they have had a long, exhausting week. They feel overwhelmed, stressed, and their mind feels foggy and slow. They confess with a hint of shame that they've been forgetting things, misplacing their keys, struggling for words. As you listen to your friend, what is your instinctive response? It is a wave of compassion. You would not tell them to try harder or be smarter. You would not judge them or criticize their mental performance. Your heart would soften. You would likely say something like, "Oh, my dear friend, you sound so exhausted. It's no wonder your mind feels that way. You need to rest. Please be gentle with yourself." This response is the model for how we can learn to treat ourselves. Our mind is not a separate, abstract entity. It is a part of us. It is the part of us that has carried the weight of every worry, planned every detail, solved every problem, and held every memory of our entire lives. It has worked tirelessly for us, day and night, for decades. Is it any wonder that it sometimes gets tired? Is it any surprise that it sometimes struggles or feels foggy? The mind is not a machine that can run at peak performance indefinitely. It is a sensitive, biological organ, deeply affected by the state of our bodies and our emotions. When we are stressed, grieving, or simply worn out, our mind is affected. A moment of forgetfulness, in this context, is not a sign of failure. It is a signal. It is a gentle, loving message from our own being that says, "I am tired. I need care. I need rest. I need gentleness." So, how do we practice this gentleness? It begins with a shift in our inner dialogue. It's about consciously changing the tone of our self-talk. The next time you have a moment where a name or a word slips away, notice the first thought that arises. Often, it is a thought of harsh judgment. "Ugh, there I go again. What is wrong with me?" We are going to catch that thought, and we are going to replace it with a thought of kindness. We are going to speak to ourselves as we would speak to that beloved friend. We might say, "It's okay. My mind is just feeling a little tired today. That's perfectly all right." Or, "There's no need for pressure. The word will come when it comes, and if it doesn't, that's okay too." Or simply, "Be gentle now." This simple act of changing your inner response is revolutionary. It stops the cycle of panic before it can even begin. It replaces the fuel of self-criticism with the soothing balm of self-compassion. It transforms a moment of potential anxiety into an opportunity to practice kindness. Offering gentleness to your mind also means releasing the relentless pressure to be perfect. Where did we ever get the idea that we needed to have flawless recall and infallible memory? Who set that standard for us? Most likely, we set it for ourselves, based on a mistaken belief that our worth is tied to our mental performance. We are going to let that belief go. It is a heavy, unnecessary burden that we no longer need to carry. Let's make a new agreement with ourselves, a new contract with our own minds. This new contract is based on kindness, not on performance. It says, "My worth is inherent and unconditional. It does not depend on my ability to remember every name or every fact. I release my mind from the pressure of perfection. I allow it to be human. I allow it to have good days and tired days. And on all days, I will treat it with kindness and respect." Imagine what it would feel like to live inside this new agreement. Imagine the spaciousness, the relief, the profound peace that would come from no longer being at war with your own mind. It means that when you struggle for a word, you can smile a little, with a sense of gentle humor rather than tensing up with fear. It means you can treat these moments not as evidence of decline, but as simple reminders to slow down, to breathe, and to be kind to yourself. It is the difference between having a demanding, critical boss and having a supportive, understanding friend living inside your own head. Which one would you rather live with? The choice is ours to make in every single moment. We can choose the path of harshness, or we can choose the path of gentleness. And the path of gentleness is the only one that leads to peace. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, take a moment to send a wave of gratitude and kindness to your own mind. Acknowledge how hard it has worked for you today and every day. Thank it for all that it does. The thinking, the planning, the remembering, the dreaming. And then offer it this gift. Give it your permission to be imperfect. Release it from its duty to be ever vigilant and ever perfect. Let it know that it is loved and appreciated not for its performance, but simply for being a part of you. Wrap your own mind in a blanket of compassion. Let it know that it is safe, that it is okay to rest, and that it will be met not with judgment, but with unwavering gentleness, no matter what. This kindness is the deepest form of healing. It is the medicine that soothes the anxious heart and allows the tired mind to finally, truly let go. You are not your mind's master, demanding perfection. You are its loving caretaker, offering gentleness. And in this loving care, you will both find your way home to peace. As we drift closer now to the edge of sleep, let us cultivate a sense of trust in the deepest part of ourselves. We have journeyed through many layers of understanding tonight, moving from the initial panic of a forgotten word to the deep, embodied truth that love lives in the heart. We have reframed our identity as a resilient tapestry and learned to offer our minds a profound and healing gentleness. Now, in these final quiet moments before sleep takes over, our work is simply to integrate this knowing, to let it settle, not just as an idea in the mind, but as a felt reality in the core of our being. This is the time to cultivate a trust in the quiet knowing that exists beyond words, the silent understanding that connects you to your loved ones in a way that is profound and unbreakable. Imagine there is a part of you that has been listening to this entire journey tonight. It is a part of you that is older and wiser than your thinking mind. It is not prone to anxiety or catastrophic stories. It is the calm, steady center of your being, the quiet observer that has witnessed every moment of your life without judgment. You can think of it as your deep self, your inner wisdom, or your heart's intelligence. It does not communicate in the language of words, but in the language of feeling, intuition, and a deep, resonant sense of peace. This is the part of you that knows, without needing any proof, that you are whole. This is the part of you that knows, without needing a name, the essence of the people you love. This is the part of you that has always been connected to them. This quiet knowing is like the deep, still water at the bottom of a lake. The surface of the lake might be choppy, disturbed by the winds of daily stress, fatigue, and worry. The thoughts and anxieties about memory are like the waves on the surface, agitated and constantly changing. But no matter how turbulent the surface becomes, the depths of the lake remain calm, clear, and still. Your true connection to your loved ones exists in these silent depths. It is not affected by the weather on the surface. The conscious mind, with its struggle for names and its fear of forgetting, is operating on that choppy surface. But your deep self, your quiet knowing, resides in the profound stillness below. As you prepare for sleep, you are allowing yourself to sink beneath the surface, to leave the noisy waves behind and come to rest in that silent, peaceful depth. Sleep itself is a profound act of trust in this deeper knowing. Every night, we let go of our conscious, thinking mind. We release our grip on control, on planning, on worrying. We surrender to a state of being where words and logic dissolve, and we enter a world of dreams, feelings, and deep restoration. In this sense, sleep is the ultimate practice of what we have been exploring. It is a nightly reminder that our existence is not dependent on our conscious recall. We let go of all the names, all the facts, all the to-do lists, and we trust that we will be safe. We trust that we will return to ourselves in the morning. And we trust that the love that defines our lives will still be there, waiting for us when we wake. Sleep will only deepen the connection you have to this quiet knowing. It is in the silence of deep sleep that the nervous system repairs itself, that the body heals, and that the heart rests in its most fundamental truths. In sleep, you are not disconnected from your loved ones. In a way, you are more purely connected to their essence, free from the chatter and distractions of the conscious mind. Let's create a gentle affirmation to carry you into this state of trust. It is a quiet instruction to your entire being, a final settling into the truth of your unbreakable connection. As you breathe gently, you can repeat this silently in your mind, letting it be the last coherent thought before you drift away. The affirmation is, "It is safe to let my mind rest, for my heart will remember." Let's feel into the layers of that statement. It is safe to let my mind rest. This is a profound permission slip. It is a direct message to the vigilant, anxious part of your mind, telling it that its job is done for the day. It is safe to power down. It is safe to release the struggle. It is safe to let go of the need to check and recheck its own functioning. The safety does not come from the mind's perfection, but from a deeper source. And that deeper source is in the second half of the phrase, "For my heart will remember." This is the anchor of your trust. It is the quiet declaration that the responsibility of holding your most precious connections does not rest on the tired shoulders of your conscious mind. That responsibility is held in a much stronger, more capable place, in your heart, in your body, in your deep self. Your heart's memory is effortless. It does not need to try. It simply knows. It remembers through feeling, through resonance, through a bond that is not made of words, but of shared being. By entrusting this most sacred task to your heart, you liberate your mind. You free it to do what it needs to do at night, to be quiet, to be still, and to receive the deep, restorative healing of sleep. So feel yourself resting now in this silent understanding. There is no need to grasp for any more ideas. There is nothing left to figure out. The journey of the thinking mind is complete for today. All that is left is to sink into this quiet, trusting presence. Feel the connection to your loved ones not as a thought, but as a gentle, ambient warmth surrounding you. It is a field of love that holds you as you sleep. The names, the words, the specific memories, let them all dissolve into this warm, loving presence. They are not being lost. They are simply being reabsorbed into the source from which they came, the vast and silent ocean of your heart's knowing. Trust this process, trust the quiet, and trust that as you drift into sleep, you are not drifting into a void. You are drifting into the very heart of what matters most. The quiet knowing is here. The love is here. There is nothing to fear. It is safe to let go. Your heart will remember. Let's now speak directly to a very specific part of your mind. Within each of us, there is a watchful guardian, a sentry, a part of our consciousness that is always on duty. Its job is to scan for threats, to identify problems, to check for errors. This is the part of you that after you forget a name, immediately begins the internal cross-examination. What's happening? Is this normal? Should I be worried? It is the hypervigilant part of your mind, the part that is always checking. Its intentions are good. It is fundamentally trying to protect you, to keep you safe by staying one step ahead of potential danger. But in its constant vigilance, it can also be a source of profound exhaustion and anxiety. It's the part that prevents deep relaxation, the part that can keep your mind buzzing even when your body is desperate for rest. As you lie here on the cusp of sleep, it's time to give this watchful guardian permission to stand down for the night. Its shift is over. Its work is done. It has served you well all day, but now it too deserves a deep and profound rest. We are not going to dismiss it or fight with it. That would only put it more on guard. Instead, we are going to honor it, thank it, and gently relieve it of its duties. Imagine this guardian as a loyal soldier who has been standing at attention on the castle wall of your mind for hours, for days, perhaps for years, without a break. The soldier is tired. His muscles are stiff. His eyes are strained from constantly scanning the horizon. He continues to stand there out of a deep sense of duty, believing that the safety of the entire kingdom depends on his unwavering alertness. Now, you are going to approach this soldier not as a demanding king, but as a kind and compassionate sovereign. You walk up to him, place a gentle hand on his shoulder, and look at him with deep gratitude. You say to him silently, from your heart, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your incredible vigilance and your tireless dedication to keeping me safe. I have seen how hard you have worked, but now all is well. The kingdom is secure. There are no threats on the horizon. Your watch is over for tonight. You have my full and complete permission to lay down your weapons, to take off your heavy armor, and to go and get some well-deserved rest." Feel the soldier's response to these words. There might be a moment of disbelief, a hesitation. He is so used to being on duty. But then, a wave of immense relief washes over him. With a deep sigh, he finally allows his shoulders to slump. He leans his spear against the wall. He begins to unbuckle the heavy straps of his armor, piece by piece, letting each one fall away. With each piece of armor that is released, you can feel a corresponding layer of tension dissolving from your own body and mind. First, he removes the helmet of analysis. This is the part of the mind that is always thinking, analyzing, trying to figure things out. As the helmet is set aside, let go of the need to understand everything. Let go of the need to solve any problems. Allow your thoughts to become softer, less defined, like clouds drifting across the sky. Then, he unstraps the breastplate of worry. This heavy plate has been protecting your heart, but it has also been constricting your breath. As it is released, feel a sense of expansion in your chest. Feel your breath becoming deeper, fuller, more easy. Let go of any worries about tomorrow, any anxieties about the future. Just for tonight, they are not your burden to carry. Next, he removes the greaves of self-criticism, the armor on his legs that has been pushing you to always keep moving, to always do better. As they fall away, let your own legs become heavy and still. Release the pressure to be perfect. Let go of any self-judgment from the day. You are enough, exactly as you are in this moment. Finally, the weary soldier, now free from his armor, walks away from the castle wall. He finds a quiet, comfortable place to lie down. And for the first time in a very long time, he allows himself to completely and utterly rest, knowing that all is safe, that all is well. See him drifting into a deep, peaceful sleep. And as he sleeps, so can you. The sentry is off duty. The watcher is at rest. This means you no longer need to check your own mind. You don't need to test your memory or monitor your thoughts. The part of you that performs those checks is now asleep. You are free. Free to simply be. Free to let go completely. This deepens your physical relaxation in a profound way. Without the guardian on duty, your nervous system can finally shift fully into its rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic state where true healing and restoration occur. Feel this shift happening in your body now. Notice the final remnants of tension melting away from your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Allow your arms and hands to become limp and heavy. Feel the gentle release in your back, your stomach, your hips. Let your legs feel weighted, anchored, completely still. You are letting go of the need to control. You are surrendering to the natural intelligence of your body, which knows exactly how to guide you into sleep when it feels safe enough to do so. And by giving your inner guardian permission to rest, you have created the ultimate state of safety. You have sent the clearest possible signal to your entire being that there is no threat, there is no danger, there is nothing to do but to let go and to be held by the quiet of the night. The watcher is at peace, and so the entire kingdom of your being can finally enter a state of profound and restorative tranquility. There is no one left to monitor your thoughts. There is no one left to judge your experience. There is only you, resting in a state of pure, unconditional acceptance, held in a space of perfect safety and peace. The castle is quiet, the soldier is asleep, and you are free to drift, effortlessly and peacefully, into the deep, healing sleep that awaits you. Now that the watchful guardian is at rest and a deep quiet has settled upon the landscape of your inner world, you can begin to feel a gentle, effortless floating. There is nothing left to hold on to, no thoughts to manage, no feelings to analyze, no sensations to control. You are simply letting go, moment by moment, breath by breath. And as you let go, you become aware of a profound sense of being held, of being supported by something vast, warm, and loving. Imagine that the surface you are resting on is no longer a bed, but the surface of a calm, warm sea. This is not an ordinary sea. This is the sea of love. It is comprised of all the love you have ever given and all the love you have ever received in your entire life. Every kind word, every gentle touch, every moment of connection, every feeling of warmth in your heart, all of it is here, forming this vast, buoyant, and utterly safe body of water. The water is the perfect temperature, cradling your body with a gentle, consistent warmth. You can feel it supporting you completely. Feel the water holding the weight of your head, your shoulders, your back, your arms and legs. You don't need to make any effort to float. The very nature of this water is to hold you up, to keep you safe. You are effortlessly buoyant here. Allow yourself to surrender to this feeling of being held. Let every muscle in your body release its final grip, trusting completely in the support beneath you. This sea of love is infinitely patient and infinitely strong. It can hold all of your weariness, all of your cares, all of the weight you have been carrying. Just let it all go into the water. The water can handle it. It can absorb it all, leaving you feeling lighter, freer, more peaceful than you have felt in a very long time. As you float here, suspended in this perfect peace, you begin to notice the names, the words, and the worries of the day gently dissolving. Imagine them like small grains of salt that you've been holding in your hands. As you open your hands and dip them into the warm water, the salt crystals simply and effortlessly dissolve, disappearing back into the vastness of the sea. They are not destroyed. They are simply returned to a larger whole, losing their sharp, individual edges. See the name you were struggling to remember earlier today. See it not as a problem, but as one of these tiny salt crystals. Watch as it touches the water and gently, peacefully dissolves, becoming one with the sea of love that holds you. The need to grasp it, to hold on to it, is gone. It has found its way home. See the worries about the future, the what-ifs, the anxious thoughts. See each one as a small, dark grain of sand, and watch as they too are washed by the gentle currents of this sea, dissolving into the peaceful, warm water, losing their power, their weight, their significance. There is no struggle here. There is only a gentle, natural process of release. You are not pushing anything away. You are simply allowing it all to be absorbed by the immense healing capacity of love. The sea is so much larger than any single word or any single worry. It is a vastness that can hold and neutralize everything, transforming anxiety into peace and effort into ease. As you float, you might notice the gentle, rhythmic pulse of the sea, like a slow, steady heartbeat. It is the rhythm of your own heart, now calm and peaceful. It is the rhythm of your own breath, now deep and serene. You are in perfect harmony with the loving presence that surrounds and supports you. The boundary between your body and the water begins to soften, to blur. It becomes difficult to tell where you end and where the sea of love begins. You are part of it, and it is part of you. You are held within it, and it flows gently through you. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. This is the fundamental truth that remains when all the words and worries have dissolved away. This is the reality that lies beneath the surface of your conscious mind, and in this state, you are drifting. A gentle, imperceptible current is guiding you, carrying you closer and closer to a distant shore. This is the shore of deep, restorative sleep. You don't need to swim or kick or make any effort to get there. The current is doing all the work. Your only task is to continue to float, to continue to trust, to continue to allow yourself to be carried. With each gentle wave that rocks you, you drift a little further from the land of waking thought and a little closer to the shores of slumber. The journey is effortless. It is peaceful. It is inevitable. Feel the gentle movement, a slow, peaceful drift. The shoreline is still distant, shrouded in a soft, welcoming mist, but you know you are moving toward it. There is a sense of gentle, pleasant anticipation, like a weary traveler at the end of a long journey, finally nearing home. The thoughts that may still arise are like distant puffy clouds in the twilight sky. You can see them, but they are far away. They have no power over you. They cannot disturb the deep peace of the sea you are floating on. You just watch them drift by, unconcerned, as you yourself continue to drift. You are floating on a sea of love, and it is carrying you home. Home to the quiet sanctuary of your own being. Home to the deep, healing silence of sleep. There's nothing more to do. There's nowhere else to be. Just float. Just drift. Just allow yourself to be carried closer and closer to the peaceful shore of sleep. The water is warm, the current is gentle, and you are so very, very safe. And so, sleep comes naturally now. It is not something you must chase or capture. It is a soft shore you are gently arriving upon. The tide is carrying you, the last few gentle feet, onto the warm, quiet sand. There is no effort in this arrival, only a final, peaceful surrender. Love remains. That is the final truth of the day. When all the thoughts have quieted, when all the words have dissolved, the feeling of love remains. It is the atmosphere you are breathing. It is the warmth that holds you. It does not need a name to be real. It does not need a memory to be present. It simply is, and you are a part of it, always. You are whole, not because your mind is perfect, but because your heart is full. You are that vast tapestry, woven with 1,000 threads of experience and connection. A single frayed thread does not change the masterpiece. Tonight, you rest in your wholeness, a quiet, unconditional acceptance of all that you are. There is nothing more to do. The day is complete. The work is done. The guardian is asleep. The sea has delivered you to the safe harbor. All that is left is to rest, to allow the final waves of consciousness to gently recede, leaving only the deep, quiet peace of the shore. Nothing more is required of you. Just this simple being. Just rest. Let the word itself be a soft blanket. Rest. Feel it in your bones, in your muscles, in the very cells of your being. A deep letting go. A final release into the quiet, into the dark, into the healing embrace of sleep. Rest now. Just sleep. Allow the gentle pull to guide you now. Down, down, into the beautiful silent depths. Sleep. Let it be a welcome friend, a gentle hand taking yours and leading you into a land of peace, a land where the heart remembers everything that truly matters. Sleep now.